6 Habits to Optimize Productivity from the perspective of science, psychology, and brain strategy. We don't lack time, we lack the smart use of time. In the age of distraction, high performers don't do more than others. They just do the right thing at the right time and in the right way. Below are 6 habits backed by neuroscience, behavioral psychology, and personal productivity models that help you do less but achieve more. 1. Stop multitasking, because the brain is not a parallel processor. Research from Stanford University shows people who frequently multitask have lower focus, make more errors, and process information up to 40% slower. Why? The brain doesn't multitask. It switches tasks rapidly, but each switch consumes glucose and dopamine, silently draining your energy. The phenomenon of attention residue means the brain remains partially stuck on the previous task even while you're working on something new, clearly reducing efficiency. Focus is the new superpower. Multitasking is a sweet but dangerous time thief. Lesson: high performers don't do everything. They pick one thing and do it with full presence. 2. Pomodoro Technique. Work according to the brain's biological rhythms. Pomodoro equals 25 minutes of focus plus 5 minutes of rest. This technique works well because it aligns with the brain's ultradian cycle, periods of about 90 minutes of peak focus followed by a need for recovery. According to the Institute of Applied Psychology, working continuously beyond 50 minutes reduces decision-making quality and raises cortisol, the stress hormone. After every 90 minutes, the brain needs a break to restore executive function. Research from the Drogium group found that the most productive group took an average 17-minute break every 52 minutes of work. According to Harvard's Sleep Research Institute, working too long without rest decreases activity in the prefrontal cortex, the center for logic and emotional control. Time-off discipline is the secret to mental stamina. Lesson: high performers not only focus, they know when to rest so they can work even better afterward. 3. The 1-3-5 method. Redesign your to-do list with psychology. The brain doesn't automatically know what's important. According to the theory of working memory limitations, we can only hold about 4 to 7 chunks of information at a time. People often overestimate what they can do in a day, a phenomenon known as the productivity illusion. The 1-3-5 method, 1 big task, 3 medium tasks, 5 small tasks, helps rationally structure your workload based on average adult cognitive capacity. A study in the journal Cognitive Psychology shows people who focus on just 2 to 3 key tasks daily tend to be 25% more productive overall than those who list everything. Writing out a prioritized list frees your brain from decision fatigue, the silent killer of long-term productivity. Doing fewer things, but more intentionally, is the foundation of a successful day. Lesson: important tasks don't stand out by themselves. You have to make them stand out with awareness and intention. 4. The 80-20 principle. Productivity is the result of choice, not equal effort. Pareto's principle shows that 80% of results come from 20% of causes. In the brain, the reticular activating system, RAS, helps you focus, but it needs clear instructions from you. The 80-20 rule is common in nature and society. 20% of actions produce 80% of results. In business, 20% of customers generate 80% of revenue. At work, only 20% of tasks truly drive career growth or key outcomes. Research from McKinsey shows that the most effective leaders don't do more. They're just better at choosing the right things. Research from Harvard Business Review shows that senior managers spend up to 70% of their time on low-value strategic activities, simply because they fail to prioritize correctly. Lesson: productivity isn't about how much you do. It's about picking the right leverage point to focus on. Don't try to do everything. Choose the right thing. Power lies not in volume, but in precision. 5. Wake up early. The psychological edge of getting a head start. A study of 1,000 people from the University of Toronto shows early risers have higher serotonin levels, less anxiety, and are better at maintaining long-term positive habits. Morning is when cortisol and dopamine levels naturally rise. The world is quiet, easier to enter a flow state. Willpower hasn't yet been drained by daily decisions. According to the University of Toronto, early risers have a more positive mood, better self-control, and more time to shape their day. Early mornings are when dopamine, the motivation hormone, peaks, and the mind isn't cluttered yet by other tasks. Additionally, the dopamine arc model in neuropsychology shows the first few hours after waking are golden for creativity or problem-solving. CEOs like Tim Cook, Apple, Indra Nooyi, Pepsi, and Richard Branson, Virgin, all cite waking between 4 and 5 a.m. as a key part of their productivity. Morning is not just time, it's the emotional foundation of your entire day. Lesson: waking up early isn't about doing more, it's about living proactively, from within. 6. Face the hard task first. That's how you become the leader of your own time. Brian Tracy calls the frog the difficult, important task you tend to procrastinate. Psychology shows procrastination isn't laziness, it's an emotional response to discomfort. A study from Carleton University, Canada, reveals when people face the task they're anxious about early in the day, their mood improves and productivity rises by nearly 30%. Willpower is a limited resource, as shown in Roy Baumeister's theory of ego depletion. At the end of the day, you're more likely to delay, pick the easy task, or give up. High performers know that morning is when decision-making, logical thinking, and focus are at their best. That's when you tackle your most important task, just like Brian Tracy advises. When you choose your priorities first, you tap into real productivity. Lesson: don't let your most important task wait until your willpower is gone. Handle it when you're still the best version of yourself. Summary: successful people don't have more time, they just think differently about it. Productivity isn't about how much you do, it's about what you do, when, and with what mindset. These 6 habits aren't just strategies, they are a performance philosophy based on deep understanding of the brain, behavior, and emotion. Remember, focus is strength. Simplicity is speed. Prioritization is the quiet victory of the wise. You don't need to be a superhero to be productive. You just need to be mindful of your choices. Successful people don't have more time than you. They just treat their time with deeper respect. As Robin Sharma said, the way you use your time shows how much you respect your life. Start with one habit, sustain it long enough, and you won't just work better, you'll become someone who creates lasting impact.